Listening to Goons, Games, and Gear, the sexiest gaming podcast in the world.
We're the sexiest, and this time I'm greeted by my good pal Rob, aka Dead Dawndus, who joined on short notice because our close friend Derek unfortunately got COVID, which he's going for a high score of 3 times. So
can't believe he caught Coof. Rip to a real one.
Yeah, really. It does suck. But hey, thanks for joining on short notice. Really appreciate it. This episode, we're doing another Let's Talk series, which is kind of new to us. But basically, when there's little to no news, we just kind of have fun and just talk about what we want. In this case, it's going to be roguelites. I know personally he has literally hundreds, no, at this point, thousands of hours in the genre. Isaac alone takes up a good portion. Plus,
Isaac alone takes up about half of my hours put into roguelites.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Mine as well. Just a few notes. Just remember, we are a cloud-based podcast, meaning that since we live so far away from each other, we do all of this over the internet, so there might be some glitches or hiccups. That's just the nature of the beast. I can't fix it. Until I can convince Rob to drive every week to be local, just for the episode.
Sure, pay for my frequent flyer miles. Why not?
Yeah, right. That'd be cool. Like, comment, subscribe, join our Discord, talk to us, watch our stuff on YouTube. It always helps out. Listen to us on any podcast service you see us. Also, we're on Spotify video version, and we got cool Twitter. So that's pretty much the selling portion. To the beginning of this episode, I want to start with a rant. We've both been playing Pikmin 4. I played with Derek. You've been playing solo. And I've mentioned this to you before, but I want it on the record. I am disappointed that co-op is a joke. I just wish they took it more seriously. We got the Mario Galaxy treatment, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. None of that applies to me since I play it solo anyway, because I couldn't imagine having friends. That's just weird.
Right.
But...
Friends? What? With friends?
But no, off of everything I've enjoyed out of the game so far, I've had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I mean, they knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. I think it's like one of the highest rated Nintendo games so far.
It's like playing Pikmin 2 again for the first time, and not many people know this, but I loved Pikmin 2.
I see so many conflicting feelings about Pikmin 2. I see like half the community hate it because it took away like the day cycle, like how if you lost you have to reset.
Nope, I'm a loot fiend. That spoke to me.
And then like the introduction of Louis and like the other characters, or the captain, for example. I actually never played.
It was Louis and the president. That's what it was.
Yeah, the president.
Right, I really liked the Louis portion of it because every time you'd switch to Louis, you'd just go Louis. And it just.
I never played 2, and I don't think I actually finished 1 when I was younger. So my plan is to get it physically when it comes out on the Switch because I want to support it.
Of course.
I could emulate it. That'd be pretty simple, but I actually it's one of the series I want to show Nintendo. Hey, this is worth my money, so I want to support it and see it. Like, of all Nintendo properties, right? I think Pikmin needs the most love.
Absolutely. I need more content for these funky little dudes.
Right. I'm not saying like DLC, but like it's like the unsung hero of Nintendo's backlog. It's been 10 years since Pikmin 3. Literally.
Hey, it has been a while, hasn't it?
No, literally. It was 10 years between 3 and 4.
That's literally. Why I said it has been a little bit, hadn't it?
That's like we went mostly through elementary and high school, but between we would have almost finished both of those in the time that between 3 and 4, which is just crazy to me. Give us more Pikmin content. I want every 2 years. I want to see a new Pikmin. I want. Let's see here.
400 years of Pikmin, right this second.
What's another Pikmin type they could add? They had ghosts basically, and they had ice.
We got rocks. We got flyers.
Techno Pikmin. Where it just like
Pikmin could possibly be a thing as well.
What Pikmin?
Like mole-like Pikmin.
Oh, like digging ones. I can see that.
Yeah, but not like how like the yellow ones are good at digging up stuff. Like actually like burrow under and go get stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I like the idea, but you'd probably have to limit it because it'd have to be big Pikmin. Because if you had too many, you just skip through everything and just dig in.
Big Min? Oh,
big Min.
now you're speaking my language.
Big Man, yeah, I mean, I'd take it, but I'm hoping that I think 3 had it when you beat the game, the unlocks hard mode. I'm hoping that's the case. Again, this is more of an early impressions between us, but because you haven't finished it and I definitely haven't finished it. So,
well, still working on it.
Right. So I hope they like have a harder mode for it. But I mean, it's just a fun game, right? Like I guess you can't really ask for more than that.
Of course. Just good fun. Good fun.
It is quality fun, unless you're in co-op mode, in which case you just throw rocks and it's just like, why Nintendo? Come on.
What did you get? I got a rock.
Literally, that's it. I thought based on the promotional stuff, the second player played as Ochi, which is like the best character ever added to a video game. You know,
I've only had that dog for the sum total of 5 minutes, but if anything ever happened to him, I'd kill everybody in the room. Without fail.
He is a good boy. He is the best boy.
The goodest boy.
Yeah, he's the goodest boy. So, yeah, early impressions. You know, it's super fun. Recommend it. And then we just gotta beat it, and then we'll give a full review. Maybe you, me, and Derek can actually it'd be interesting. Yeah, you, me, and Derek do like a full on episode review.
Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, nitty gritty. What the episode's about? We're talking roguelites today. I'll start with this. They're a lot of fun. They are.
We sure are.
Loads of fun. They give my life joy and hope. I could go on about it, but what's your favorite thing about roguelites?
The replayability. I like being able to dedicate just a small portion of time and either finish out a run or get a couple of failed ones in, and really just be able to just hammer runs out like no issue. I like the basically nigh infinite replayability.
Yeah, I not only do I love that, but I take it a step further, and I love when the game is basically never the same run over and over. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Did you play Hades?
I have not played that yet.
Okay, well, I mean, I love Hades. It is a roguelike. However, my issue with Hades is that while it has mostly roguelike elements, it's still like you go from like one biome to next biome to next biome, but it's always the same like biomes. The rooms are kind of different, but not enough to sit where I feel like it's different. And that takes like the immersion away from me versus like Binding of Isaac, where literally there's like over 5,000 rooms. And even then the layout of each floor is drastically different from the last one, you know? And it's just so good. It's so like, it just feels like a new adventure every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, so like, I mean, I'm gonna say that it's my favorite. Actually, I've always wrote Isaac's my favorite game of all time, even though I haven't fully beaten it yet. But what is your favorite roguelike?
Now, are we counting roguelites as well?
Yeah, sure.
Is
it gonna be Risk of Rain 2?
That is pretty tempting.
It's pretty. Would you feel the same about it if you couldn't use mods?
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay.
Like the base game is actually really solid. You know what? Yeah, I will. I will go on record with saying Risk of Rain 2 is my favorite.
And how many? I know you. Well, before the newest.
Not as much as Isaac. I'll tell you that right now. I think I've got about. Let's see here. I'm sure I can pull up like my Steam.
You have. I checked it before this. You have like 505 hours.
Yeah, like 500 hours in Binding of Isaac, which you would think made me enjoy that game more. But no, Risk of Rain 2, I put about 261.3 hours in it. I 100%ed it, even with Survivors of the Void. 10 out of 10. I love it. Just so good. So good.
Yeah, it is fun watching your gameplay when you're playing Ganondorf.
Yeah, the modding scene is pretty fired. I'm kind of wondering why these guys feel the need to add so many League of Legends champions to it, but I mean, I guess whatever
Maybe
is
like
what
a
it is, I
crossover
suppose.
fan base.
I mean, the same kind of crossover that gave us Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks with working transformations.
Sorry, I gotta take these coffee swigs. I was super tired before this. Yeah, I used to be a mod hater. Now I'm a mod lover, and that game definitely has added.
Gee, it's almost like as I move away from the mic to
let's
take
Rob,
a swig here.
Oh, you take a swig. Okay, I thought you were gonna just be mean to me.
Now, imagine my surprise. And it's not my surprise when I've been telling you to hop on this train for I don't know how long, and at every turn you're like, "Oh man, you're such a filthy cheater! Hey, I'm a purist." Oh, screw your face o'clock, bro.
To my understanding that most of these mods are just game breaking, made the game infinitely easier. When in reality, a lot of them are like, not gimmicks.
Dragons are now Thomas the Tank Engine.
Well, again, those are just super funny. But my point is more like in Isaac, for example, where when you're around the item, it tells you the details of it in like a overlaying over the item.
See, I like quality of life changes.
Yeah, quality
like
of life.
That. So it means I don't have to tab out to go look at Platinum God, so I can figure out what something done.
But the problem is like, so that's implemented. So and then I'm like, well, they like the creators see this. Like, why don't you just officially add it? Like, that's such a not even just a quality of life improvement that you just should be in every game, like every roguelike or even dungeon crawler.
I'm wondering if it doesn't come down to like a licensing issue or something, or like because I know they have to work with the content creators on these kind of things, and I know that was like the biggest thing for a while. Where remember that massive expansion, that fan made one, Anti-Birth, that eventually became Repentance.
Yeah, or like most of it. Anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, where they had to kind of figure out the logistics of everything and get everything added in properly, licensed, all that hootenanny hoo-ha.
I thought. I thought they just they worked with them because they're the creators. I didn't know they were forced to.
No, I'm not saying that they were forced to. I'm just saying like the whole thing about it is getting licensing and implementing it into the game proper, as well as figuring out, if they're going to market it or not, or if it's going to be like a free content update, because they did those booster packs that were like community created content as well.
Yeah, that was awesome. Right.
So it's kind of like that, especially since that's such a significant thing, and they still doctored that up a little bit, so it's still kind of different from Anti-Birth.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but like in terms of the, I don't even know. Again, I don't know what to call it. I mean, yeah, they have an encyclopedia as a mod, but was it just item tracker? Was that
something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think that's more of a gameplay mechanic, not necessarily something you can copyright or trademark. Or really anything of that matter.
I don't really know about trademarking or whatnot, but at the same time, it's not my game, so I can't really be too certain.
Or maybe, maybe. Well, here's the thing, right? Maybe the Edward McMillan's like, oh well, there's a mod for it and it's a workshop, so people can just download it, so I don't have to officially add it. And while that is true, that screws over the console players. Like, I will with all these like quality of life mods, even though I have Isaac on my Switch physically, I'm never gonna touch it because. Unless I'm going for like a extreme vanilla stream where beat Isaac with no mods, and then I'm gonna be sad because I'm playing Tainted Lost and post nerf, like that's just it's terrible.
Yeah, no, you can miss me with that. I'm good. I am well out of practice on that at the moment.
So it's like I don't know. Either way, that's. Mod for roguelites infinitely better for the games. Yeah, for me, the dungeon crawling, just the feel of a new adventure every time. I mean, I started with Isaac again. I keep going back to it, but I like or love when it's different bosses almost every time, except for like the very end of it. Most games don't have that though, so I'm not sure if I'm being picky. But
I feel like some of these typically have an end goal boss that's going to stay the same regardless, but the trials, tribulations, and mishaps along the way, that's going to be a whole hootenanny.
Right, but there's like a bunch in Isaac. But I'm not. What about in Risk of Rain 2? Can you get alternate bosses per floor or whatever it's called?
Ultimate?
No. Well, like so at the end of each or at some point round, I don't even know what to call it in
Stage.
Risk of Rain. Yeah, stage. There's a boss, right?
Yes.
Well, is it the same boss every time?
No, different bosses.
Okay.
But once you get to the end, or one of the cash out points for it, it will be a different boss. Or it'll be the same boss, I'm sorry.
See, well, I understand that. I mean, unless, they make like 3 final bosses for some reason, but that kind of ruins the lore.
Well, there's 2 final bosses in the game right now, so.
Well, Isaac has like a 7, So I don't mind final bosses being the same, but I do like alteration between.
No, there is some variety in that.
Yeah. For me, I don't like going against the same boss every run, unless it's the very last one, because I know what I'm going for. Again, in Isaac, but I like that first floor. I could go in against Monstro or Baby Plum or
my favorite one is pulling Ragman constantly. I had that for like 3 runs in a row.
Ragman's he's horrible.
Awful.
He's definitely he's anti-fun. I mean, we should do like a boss tier list, but I would say he's probably like the hardest tier, not tier 1, sorry. Floor 1 boss. I would yeah, I think I can confident.
Yeah, unless you get lucky, it's gonna be a slog. It's not fun.
Yeah, you ever play Rogue Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably
Doesn't sound familiar.
It's a dungeon. There's Rogue Legacy 1 too, but it's a dungeon crawler where you're going through this castle, and every time you die, the gimmick is that your next character is like your son or daughter, just like the next in your lineage, and each of those things have like a perk and a debuff. So like some of them, it's like, oh, you get more strength, but you also have mono vision, so everything's black and white. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, it's really interesting. I like it a lot. There's like different classes and stuff.
That sounds like they be like such a pain in the neck so quick.
I think you'd like it a lot. I'm just saying you should try it out. But how many hours do you have in what they're called? Risk of Rain 2?
I believe I said that earlier, but it's about 261 hours.
I don't think you said that. I know you said Isaac. I don't think you said Risk of Rain.
I did say it. I do remember that.
Nope, you didn't. Nope.
Right, of course, because if you don't hear it, then it's fake. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
261. Shut up, honestly. But 261.3 hours on the dot. I remember saying as much.
Roll the tape.
What tape? We haven't had tape for years. You Neanderthal.
Well, and how many of those hours until you completely completed the game?
I've already completely completed the game. I did that before the 200-hour mark.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how many hours did it take? Because you've been playing it past that. Like ballpark.
I don't have a good milestone for that, but probably around like the 140, 150 mark.
That and it only what did it cost? $20? On release.
Well, I didn't get it on release, so now, if you were to buy it with the expansion, it is currently 13% off for the bundle. It is $34.78 for Survivors of the Void expansion and base game.
Oh, I should pick it up.
Give Hapu Games your money. This is honestly, possibly one of the best games I've ever played. You will not be disappointed.
I mean, I don't think I have it on Steam, but I definitely should pick it up because I have a Steam Deck now, and that seems like a really good game to play it on.
I tend to prefer playing that mouse and keyboard over controller. Controller just feels a little unwieldy in that game to me, but that's probably because I'm used to playing it mouse and keyboard.
Right. Huh. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to. Rob's recommendations. I wish I had an overlay. I like Rob's recommendations.
Could you count Vampire Survivors as a roguelike or a roguelike too?
I would, because it depends on your definition of roguelike, but mine is like each run is different, like in a very mundane definition of it, but because there's always different ways to like. There's different perks you get, every level, literally. I mean, yeah, you pick the floor, or whatever, and the barrage of enemies is, I guess, technically the same every time. But the fact that you level up every single run,
based off of the Steam page, I'm seeing it's not listed as one because otherwise, well, I'm still going to recommend that anyway. Yeah. Vampire Survivors, it's dirt cheap right now. Go play it.
I'd count it. I mean, I think it's kind of, and on the Steam for Rebirth, it's counted as an action game. So, yeah. Right? So, yeah, I would count it. Yeah, Rob's been, when he wasn't playing Pikmin 4, he was just like, fun fact, he pulled an all-nighter playing this game, which is fine, until you realize that the next day, which he didn't sleep, we all had a 4-man for playing Exoprimal, this cool dinosaur game, and he was just like out of it. He was barely talking. Like really, the first match or two, he was there, but man, he just shut up and he was completely gone. And then at the point, like, Rob, you should just go to bed because you're not even like there. It's like it was very clear that you were beyond exhausted.
Damn, Vampire Survivors had hands. That was 16 hours in a row is what that pulled me in for.
Yeah, he usually Rob doesn't duck out early, but that night he was gone. And I was hurt.
I was just done, destroyed. But 30 hours and I have 143 out of 90 achievements in the game, and I am getting close to wrapping it up.
That's crazy. I still want you to stream it and record it. I know I bug you by recording it, but I think it'd be a fun.
Bug me about anything and everything. If you didn't ride my dick so much, I'd literally be concerned for your life.
Thank you. Don't know how to take that.
We're basically married at this point. It's like it's like literally sticking the two of us in a room is like watching an old married couple bicker. It's the worst shit, I swear.
And it's love. It's love, Rob. But
I don't even get a nice turkey and cheese sandwich before he just bends me over and plugs me raw.
Cool. Yeah, that's totally a family-friendly episode.
I can't help myself. You bring it out in me.
I still think it's a roguelike. Not dungeon crawler, but I'd still say it's a roguelike. Just based on the pick a character and pick a perk tree that they have going. That fills my definition, but just not a dungeon crawler,
That's fair. Enter the Gungeon is also another really, really, really good one that I would highly recommend people play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have it on Steam and on my Switch. I'm going back to Steam because I have a Steam Deck and just playing on there. But it's a lot of fun. It's
Bro, we get it. You have money.
Well, I mean, I get it on sale if that counts for anything. Yeah. Oh man, Enter the Gungeon though. That's how many hours? Well, no, you haven't fully completed it, right?
I haven't fully completed it. Based on hours alone, we're looking at about 122 hours in it.
Damn.
And I have about 5 Steam achievements left to go.
See, again, I that's what I love about roguelikes and dungeon crawlers like this. Literally hundreds of hours.
You grind and you grind and you grind, and it feels so good at the end of it because you always get so many good toys to play with.
See, like for me, it's a good kind of grinding. Because I know you can do boring grinding like in RuneScape where you're just chopping down a tree, and that it works for you. I'm not like saying like I'm not saying you suck or anything. I'm just like. I think I take a certain kind of special skill to do something like that and be content. I can't.
Yeah, it's called a mental disorder.
Huh. Okay.
Literally anybody that still plays RuneScape in this day and age is 30-year-old boomers around my age with some kind of mental disorder. I'm not even joking. There are no kids on RuneScape. That doesn't exist. That's not real. That's fabrication. No single kid on God's green earth is playing this game in 2023 that wasn't there when RuneScape was RuneScape Classic back in 2001.
Right.
Quote me on that. Everybody playing that game right now is my age or older.
And yeah, I mean, if I was to go back, I'd be probably playing Classic. That's just the way I remember it. But I don't know.
Do you remember RS2 or do you mean Classic? Because I remember Classic.
Classic.
So the old one that had like fatigue as a thing that you had to deal with, and you had to be in a sleeping bag to restore your energy.
I don't remember that at all.
Nope, because that was RuneScape Classic. You're not remembering Classic like I remember Classic.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, unless I have it confused, then my Classic was like when, I don't know, trying to do Monkey Island and let's see, I'm trying to think of other like.
Oh, you're talking Monkey, dude. Let me tell you something.
Monkey Madness. What did I say?
Monkey Madness was so. It felt so good to do that at a relatively low level, and that D-skim felt amazing to get. And then I immediately traded it up for like a whip, not even, and 10 levels later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I upgraded to a whip, and I never looked back. I literally took one look at this sword that I wanted ever since I was a little kid. I threw this thing aside for something that literally looks like sausage links to people on Free Worlds and just literally went, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, literally that meme. He's like, I finally got it. I don't want to play with you anymore. I can see that.
That's basically how it goes. But
no, you're saying.
I was going to give one more recommendation before I'm tapped. A bit of a smaller one that not many people are going to know about, but there is a pretty intense one, top-down shooter roguelike called Synthetic, Synthetik. Very good. I put about 45 hours into that, and I'm a little over halfway done with the Steam achievements, and not even fully done with all the content.
Wow, I never heard or seen you play it.
Seth Syntak on YouTube gives a lot of like really underground recommendations, and this one blew my mind. It was so good. It is very hard. You are going to struggle with it a lot, but when you get those good runs where good things happen to you, the dopamine. Oh.
Yeah, never. I mean, I'll have to try it out. Rob recommendations. Noida is also a good one. I have like 10 plus hours into it.
Noida is good. I really want to go back to that one and learn that one again.
Oh, yeah, that one's really interesting because it's how would you even describe the mechanic? But it's like real, like not real, but the physics in it makes sense. Where like things will catch on fire and more things will catch on fire. You know,
it's literally min-max and physics the game, and it's just God, it's so painful.
Oh yeah, it's painful. It's one of those like when you die, it's mostly your fault. You know,
exclusively your fault.
Exclusively your fault. The video game. Yeah, like it's really good though. You're just a wizard, and I mean, I don't know the lore, but you're basically just going down a mine constantly over and over. I haven't beat it yet.
Well, I haven't either.
So yeah, we have to get back to that. We should do a video, like just straight up video of like our roguelike recommendations, and then that'd be fun. I'm gonna jot that down somewhere. Let's see. What is it? It's a Metroidvania technically. But it's roguelite. Dead Cells. You ever play Dead Cells?
No, that's on my bucket list though.
They just released the official Castlevania DLC, and I'm like super excited. Yeah, they did a legit crossover, and you fight against Alucard.
Not my boy.
Or I'm sorry, or is it Dracula? I don't know. I don't know more.
I mean, if we want some more Castlevania news, we have a release date for the new Castlevania Netflix series. I believe that's September 28th-ish or somewhere around there.
Oh, I didn't even watch the first one, but I heard it was really good.
Oh, it was so good. I was over at my brother's for a weekend, and I literally binge watched it the whole weekend.
That's what you do at your brother's? You binge watch Castlevania?
That time I did.
that time.
The last time we showed up there, we binged Forged in Fire.
Forged in Fire? Is that like the show where they create weapons?
The very same.
Gotcha. I give it a shot. I don't know. I'd have to go back to it. I couldn't get too much into it. What do you think, like in your experience, what was the most fun character you played as in a roguelike? And I'm not saying like you pick one from each game unless you want to. I was saying like in general, if you had to pick one character that you just like. It's the most fun to play. What would you pick?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say Tainted Cain from Binding of Isaac.
Pre-nerf or post?
A little bit of both.
Well, yeah, because the crafting.
Oh, absolutely! That was such a cool mechanic.
Oh yeah,
But you had to. It forced you to do inventory management and resource management, and had to basically mess with things to make your run succeed.
Did you?
It was just such a unique mechanic. I loved it.
I mean, it was technically an exploit, but did you do the infinite items dupe in greedier mode? With
no, I don't think I ever did.
Yeah, it was basically like you just kept resetting till there's I forget what item it was in the shop, but once you got the item and it would get like self-destructed into more items, you're able to infinitely get more items and keep going and going until you had hundreds of items in your inventory, so much to the point where your game would pretty much just slow down from how much you have.
Entity overload.
Yeah, exactly. It was that's what I did to beat greedier mode. I just it was a lot of fun though. You haven't well, no, never mind that. But well, how much more do you have on him then? Like, do you have to complete?
As far as okay, so I have a little bit of cleanup to do on the regular characters. I still have to do Mother with Tainted Lost, and I still need to finish the rest of Jacob and Wiesnaw's post-it note, and then I can move on to the Tainted characters.
God, dude, it was.
If you want my least favorite character right there, Jacob and Wiesnaw.
Terrible. Actual anti-fun.
I've never hated a character more than having to deal with Jacob and Emmer effing Wiesnaw.
I give Rob some flack because he has a mod where he had like 4 starting items. Oh, just to give you flack. I actually don't care. But with
keep scrolling.
With Jacob and Wiesnaw though, I had to put on a mod where every treasure room you got 2 items. I just couldn't take it. He's just so unfun. Like he like, so just anyone listening, Jacob and Wiesnaw is instead of 1 character, you're playing as 2 characters that one follows the other one. But it's just like, but they each have their own stats, and if you grab 1 item, it doesn't apply to both, and it's just not fun because
they're bad.
Do they share a health pool?
No, they're their own separate health pools.
But if one dies, it's been a while. If one dies, do both die? Okay, yeah, that's the issue, right? Yeah, if one dies, they both die, and it's just not fun. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, why? How?
The worst. Just absolutely the worst.
It was just like every character. It's like like Delirium. It can be hard to dodge a lot of the attacks, but having 2 characters to deal with, like you're basically triple wide every game, and you get hit by everything, 1 character or the other. And they're like, oh, you can control if you hold down. I think it was like you hold that 1 button, you can control the other one by itself. That doesn't help me. That doesn't that
just puts me in a constant state of fear and misery, and I really do not care for it. Thanks, Edmund. I really didn't care for what you did there.
That was and mind you that not Rebirth. What is the title of the news, Isaac? It's Rebirth, Afterbirth, Afterbirth Plus, and then Repentance. Yeah, with Repentance. Well, it's probably the biggest DLC for any roguelike dungeon crawler ever, because of the amount of characters you get, plus floors. That was easily the worst addition to any roguelike ever. I can't think of another time where a game added such a stupid character that just like ruined the mood like that badly. Holy crap.
That was just such a load of bull crap, man.
Right. They're like, and he feels like a tainted character. And they figure. I know you haven't played it much, but his tainted version's a lot better now. Like a lot, it's actually fun now. Because now you don't just die when you get hit by the ghost. You turn into a ghost now. Yeah, so you turn to the lost for the rest of the floor. But if you go to the next floor, you get all your health back, and you're not the lost anymore.
Well, that's not half bad.
Yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. But yeah, no, the base version, I don't even know how I got through all the check marks. I can't remember how I beat Delirium. I couldn't tell you how I beat Mother. I mean, even the Beast could be a challenge with the.
Oh God, I'm not looking forward to that. That's actually going to be awful. Yeah, significantly awful.
It really is. That's like that character is one of the few characters where, like, when I lost a run, I was genuinely pissed off because, like, I just wanted the run to be over. I want to get that completion mark so I don't have to deal with it.
I just don't ever want to look at this character in the eye ever again.
Right. Like, Jacob be in front of me and Weesnot be in the back of me. I'm in the middle and they're Eiffel Towering me every time. This is not fun.
Just bending me over backwards and showing me why I should stop playing this game already.
Basically, it's just like, oh man, I could go on about that, but let's see. I have another one on my list here. Well, no, actually, we talked about Hades. Well, Dead Cells. I mean, it might be a little too fast paced for your liking. Well, no, Risk of Rain 2, is that fast paced?
No, it can get pretty fast paced, but you know what? All good. I'm definitely looking to give Dead Cells a shot.
Yeah, definitely give it a shot. If anything, I can share my Steam library if you want to try it out, because it really is a good time. Like, I mean, it probably could be like 100+ hours because you basically have to beat the game, I think, 5 times, and there's like what's the word? There's like an orb you get when you beat it. Like, say you beat base difficulty, then you get this orb, and it's like a difficulty multiplier. Basically, you stack it on, and then every time you beat it with that stack, you get another stack until you beat it 5 times, and then you like get the true ending. Yeah, but I mean, it can be very tough, but the customization is really cool. They did a crossover event, so you get different costumes. Like, actually, I don't think any. Well, like the Castlevania characters now. Like Richter and Simon, right? Those are.
Ooh, we're getting Simon and Richter. Okay.
I believe. I could be wrong though, but yeah, you at least get their costumes. And I know you get the whip as a weapon you can pick up. So
good stuff.
Kunai with chain. Oh, you know, it's another. Well, is it no, it's not technically. It's not like it's a, what is it called? It's a deck builder / deck crawler.
You're not talking about like Slay the Spire.
Yeah, there,
right?
there you go. Right. For some reason, I think I mean, you would consider that a roguelike, right? Because that's just
I probably would.
Really?
But I also don't know too much about it, so I couldn't really tell you.
Get card, go dungeon, get more card, beat boss, done. I did it.
Something like it. In it.
Also, back to Isaac for a second. He did. It was confirmed they're adding an official co-op mode, so we can finally play together.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a real co-op, not using Steam Remote Play. So, and by the way, anyone who doesn't know Steam Remote Play, it's really cool. But you can play local co-op with anyone. The catch is though, it's like the partner is technically is streaming the game from your computer. So. But if they're too far away, there's going to be delay. And I didn't think about that. So whenever I played with Rob, he'd always be miserable because there'd be like...
it was...
you know, this is relevant. I think did we answer it before? Like, how would you... Because Willix asked, what is a roguelike? Roguelite.
So the difference between roguelike... As I absolutely look this up because I'm actually just, brain dead right now.
Right.
So the idea here is you could think of a roguelike as the specific thing it was named for in the 1980 game Rogue. Like top-down, turn-based combat, randomized map, loot, permadeath, that whole thing. You don't get any like unlocks or progress or anything like that. You just you have tools that you're given, and if you die, you're starting over. Roguelite tends to make it so that the shared thing between the two is randomization, but roguelite with a T usually has something more like progression and whatnot involved. So unlocks that can make your runs easier in the future.
But by the run, not by the game.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's a fair way to describe it. It also defined as super fun. See?
Yes. You are going to lose over and over again, and you're going to suffer through it, and for some reason, you're going to keep coming back.
That's awesome. You'll suffer, and you'll literally like it. That's one way to put it.
Suffer and like it. You don't have a choice in the matter.
Unless you're playing like Jacob and Weesnaw, in which case you're going to suffer and not actually enjoy it. You're just going to be crying.
It's no fun allowed.
What is fun? I don't know.
It doesn't exist.
Does it exist? It doesn't exist. No, it doesn't.
Does not exist.
Who's your well, hey, I know I asked you your favorite character or favorite thing to play in all roguelites, but what about, let's go by game now. What about in Enter the Gungeon?
Favorite character in Enter the Gungeon?
Yeah. I haven't unlocked
the Marine.
So I can't say anything. What?
I've unlocked everything, but I still go back to the Marine. It's the whole reason I got the game in the first place, because it was a Doom XP. But
it's Doom XP? What's
yeah,
that?
it's just a reference to Doom, basically, where the character starts out with one additional armor, or with one armor in addition to the 3 heart containers, and gets a more accurate gun, as well as can call in a one-time use ammo drop.
You know what? A total side note here, because you brought up Doom. Someone leaked or is saying that in the second DLC pass for Mortal Kombat, Doomslayer is going to be in it, which would be. It was like they said it was like there was 2. It was like Noob Saibot, I think they said was the first one. Some other Mortal Kombat character, Deathstroke, which I thought would be cool. Harley Quinn.
Oh, George is absolutely wet over that right now.
and Doomslayer, which I think would be very appropriate. Very appropriate.
I might blast.
Damn it! I need to clip that and make it a voice. I might blast.
I might absolutely just everywhere.
Also, back with roguelikes though, you get so much out of them in terms of money versus entertainment. Because a lot of AAA games, I don't know. I feel like I get burned. I'm like, man, was this really worth $60 or $70? But roguelites are like, hey, you want to spend like $20 to $30, but get literally hundreds of hours? Well, you don't say. I love it.
Sign me up.
Yes, really, sign me up. Like, that's why I'm always a sucker to try them. And I usually
absolutely. It's just because I always know at least a good roguelike, if it's worth its salt at all, I am going to get my money's worth out of it.
It was actually like one of my first channel ideas to be like to have a channel just purely dedicated around roguelites, and it's just like reviewing the game, playing them, etc., etc. But then I kind of chickened out because I'm like, I don't know. I also like playing other games, so I feel like if I got addicted to something else, I'd betray the channel and stuff like that. But I might go back to it one day if we're big enough. I'd love to do like a side channel, just like Derek and Rob's roguelike adventures.
Absolutely. I would definitely not mind that.
You and me, baby. We're going all the way. We're going all the way. Oh, my microphone's not. Okay, I forgot we're split off, so you couldn't see that. But
Jeez, can you like not deep throat your mic?
Don't tell me what to do. I can do whatever I want.
You know what? No, I was about to say something. I have no room to talk.
I didn't realize my lamp light went out. I'm trying to think. What do you think is the most popular of all time? A roguelite.
I want to say Isaac just because it's how recognizable it is, but I'm sure there's like another one out there that's just got so much to offer.
I honestly think Isaac at this point has the most out of any roguelite. I really don't think it's like comparable at this point in terms of content.
It's got that clout to it.
True, but like this Cultured Vultures, I never heard this website. It says Hades is the #1, which makes sense in terms of like fan popularity because it was like the indie hit of the year a couple of years ago. #1, #2 is Dead Cells, #3 Rogue Legacy, 4 Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Oh, Splunky. Splunky. Wait, Splunky? They consider that a roguelite? I mean, it's a pleasure crawl.
I'd consider it. Yeah, because it's usually random every time, right?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. No, it's absolutely random every time. What? Did you have fun? I don't remember. I can't remember if you actually had fun.
I've never played, actually.
I thought we played together.
We did not. I don't think we ended up getting that going one night.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
I thought we had a 4-man once.
No, I wasn't involved in any of those.
I feel like you're lying.
I don't feel like I am.
I was literally about to call Derek. I'm actually using my phone right now with my webcam, so I was gonna hey, did Robert play Splunky with us? It is super
the
hard.
The answer is no.
That game is incredibly difficult. Did you ever play it by yourself?
No, I've never played it. Period.
Oh, you should. I mean,
I know I should.
You didn't do it.
Okay, well, the sooner we wrap this up, the sooner I can get into it.
You're not going to though, because you're gonna play Pikmin 4 immediately after this. If you're not
absolutely correct.
If you're not already jonesing for a Vampire Survivor hit, it's one of those two right now. And then even if those two are done, you're either gonna be playing Scape or some other random game that you just get super into for like a month.
And then just immediately throw it to the side. Like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Literally, that's you in a nutshell. Getting you to play new games is like ripping out teeth.
Like, listen, man, I just prefer playing games by myself. It's always been a me thing. It's always been I'm doing this to recharge because going out and interacting with the public is the single most draining thing in my life. And I will be fucked in fire and ice before I ever let my chance to recuperate myself slip me by anymore.
Well, that's fair, but now you're in a channel with friends, and those friends like to play games with you. And when
that's unfortunate.
You picked the wrong guy.
I did, in fact, pick the wrong house.
You picked the wrong channel. We picked the wrong guy. You just don't want to play anything. Yeah, we gotta find. Actually, there's a game called Hammerwatch I want to play with everyone. It's You ever heard of it, Hammerwatch 2? I have it.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's basically a dungeon crawling roguelite. Where I mean I can't even explain it, but it looks really fun. I want to play with everyone. Let's see here. So what roguelite have you played most this year? Just Risk of Rain 2?
I feel like it's been a toss up between, I want to say Risk and Binding of Isaac. Probably more Risk of Rain than anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like I see you, or I've seen you play Risk of Rain 2 like in long stretches. Versus Isaac, I hear you play like a run once or twice, and maybe once in a while.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
That's fair. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You haven't said anything that was a fictional falsehood.
Thank you. You know, I needed that. I needed that. And also, what's your favorite Risk of Rain 2 character mod? You have a bunch.
Probably the Starstorm mod.
Never.
Mainly just because it makes the game a little bit more difficult, adds more content, and gives me the Nemesis Commando, which is just commando, but he wants to be mercenary. And then that's shortly followed by the Enforcer mod, which brings the Enforcer from Risk of Rain 1 forward. Cop with big shield and shotgun, go burr.
Why not Ganondorf?
Because I like Enforcer more.
Why not Captain Falcon?
I don't think they've done Captain Falcon yet.
I thought I saw you play Captain Falcon.
No. It's just their movesets are so similar.
Ridley
was good, but I'm sticking by my decisions.
All right. Let's see here. I pulled up a list. What about Arbiter?
Nuh-uh.
This one says Arbiter's there.
Nuh-uh.
What about Samus?
That was a good character. Not my favorite, though.
Oh, this isn't the Arbiter from Halo. This is an Arbiter. This is what that's lame. Paladin mod, Holomancer.
Paladin was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
Chef mod. Chef. Oh my god! Oh god, he's.
Went down the wrong pipe.
I guess we don't know how the mute button works, huh?
Sorry, I muted myself, but
you didn't though.
For a second there, I did.
Yeah, well, I heard it the whole time.
Or is that the fuck? Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You're making mistakes. If Derek was here, he wouldn't make those mistakes.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting to choke on an errant piece of lint, but
an errant piece of. Okay.
Yeah, heal me. Send us your money. Donate to us. Fund my surgery.
If you I should have mentioned that before. Anyone wants to donate and fund Rob's surgery to get shorter so he's on a human level.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not feeling short king hours. 6'6" works just fine for me.
Nice. 6? Wow, you're 6'6". Damn. I'm like 5'4".
I'm a big boy.
I'm 5'4". Did you know that?
Yeah, because I've been able to pick you up.
Dude, you haven't picked you up in years.
I bet I could do it.
And also, I'm not actually 5'4". That's like
you're also going on the bed if I do that. Yes, and it's all for you.
Oh man, good. Let's see. Any roguelike things we should mention?
What's the longest run you've ever had? I wasn't expecting that. All right, good talk.
Probably like an hour. Because
only an hour?
Yeah, I mean only. How much longer?
I've had runs that have lasted me at least like 5 or 6.
What are you playing to run that many? Oh well, hold on a second. Hold on. And Risk of Rain 2, is there like some kind of loop system where you can just
where I kept looping and I kept looping and I looped until my game crashed.
Right. I think I was there for that.
You might have been. There was also the Isaac run I had that took about 3 hours to complete, and that was with doing reruns.
How? Oh, reruns. Yeah,
gaming.
Engineer. Oh, well, actually, that's fair. Yeah, because that's the only way to get butter. I think you had to do like 3 reruns in a row.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, it definitely had to be at least 2 hours. But for me, that was like years ago.
Once upon a time in a timeline far, far away.
Man, sometimes I wish I could never have played Isaac just to feel what it's like to play it with everything that's been added at like a fresh.
I would love to play Risk of Rain 2 for the first time again.
Really?
It was just something about it was just so
magical.
I don't even know how to describe it. It was magical. It was magical, actually. Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe it. It was just like I felt that pang of childhood wonder once again.
Really? Dang. Yeah, that's how I felt with Isaac. Actually, I also felt that way with Isaac when Repentance came out. When I learned about the tainted characters, I'm like, what? What is this? This terrible land? Like, oh, this is amazing.
They really shouldn't have called it Repentance. They should have called it A Binding of Isaac and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Bad Day.
Yeah. Because, did you want double the roster, but like on extreme hardcore difficulty? There you go.
Hey, did you guys like Eternal from the Flash version of Binding of Isaac? Oh, do I have a treat for you?
I never played the Flash version. What was that like?
The Flash version was a much more basic version of this game.
Yeah, right.
With it's susceptible to a lot more jank, I would say.
Yeah, it is
like
so, yeah.
Runes and other stuff like that weren't a thing. That was not a thing until Rebirth. It was very easy to break the game, but it was also very easy for the game to just crash because it was done in Macromedia Flash, rather than an actual game engine for it. So I had a lot of good times with it. I ended up getting pretty good at it, but when they released Eternal, it's
they like updated the game and then it was Eternal.
Yeah, that was the last update they pushed out to it, and it just made the game exponentially harder.
How? Just
because the Eternal optional mode basically makes everything a much more difficult version of itself. It's literally like we're getting towards like bullet hell levels of stuff with like Hush and Delirium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, I never had the chance to play it. Is there any way to still play it? No, right? Because Flash is like not available anymore.
Well, I mean, you can still do a Flash projector to view SWF files in this day and age, but I don't know if this still has a Storm page store page now that I think about it. I mean, I still have it in my library.
That's crazy.
And yeah, actually, you can still purchase the Flash game. Wrath of the Lamb and Binding of Isaac right now are $6.60 for the original.
What, on Steam?
Yes.
Wow. Huh. Maybe I see like a fun video. It's like, all right, I beat Repentance now for the true challenge.
That one, I have about 74.8 hours and 73 out of 99 achievements done for it.
Well, wait, so then what was it like, the transition?
It was definitely a learning curve. I was getting filtered by Dingle of all things, and I had mastered Binding of Isaac at that point.
I was getting filtered. I feel like everyone got ass blasted by Dingle. Like I remember specifically, I'm like, I don't understand this. His tracking is like perfect. How do I stop this thing?
Yeah, that. Just changing over from Flash game to this one was a very sharp learning curve.
Huh.
And then there was that one stretch of time where back like 6 or 7 years ago when I think we were starting to get towards like Afterbirth, where I was constantly playing that game. I would go work at like an 8-hour night shift, or like probably actually no, not 8, closer to 10 really, like a 10-hour night shift, and then I would come home and I would jam out Isaac for like 4 hours every day.
This wasn't the job that we shared, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was after I moved.
Oh, huh. That was life, work, Isaac, sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was a good time. It was. Do you think fondly on those times?
Not particularly, no.
Oh, well. Oops.
That was not a fun time in my life.
I meant really playing Isaac, but
but the Isaac experience is always good.
God, it's a masterpiece of a game, and
so good.
I kind of like, not that I don't want to finish it, but I want it to. I want the co-op to come out officially, so then we can actually play together. And
I think that's like my most played game on my Steam library. Yeah, it is. followed by New Vegas at 462 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I assumed your like Fallout playthroughs would have more hours than Isaac.
No, I mean combined, Bethesda games have more playtime than anything in my library.
Oh, right.
Fallout New Vegas is 462 hours, and Skyrim Special Edition is 428 hours.
So what is that, like 4 playthroughs of Stealth Archer?
It always turns into Stealth Archer. It always does.
Hey, I'm gonna be a necromancer and Stealth Archer. Okay, well.
Yeah, because the magic options in that game are absolute dog water. Like, if you were playing it vanilla, their level scaling, or just, this game's dumbass level scaling. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd.
Todd, come on.
The personal feelings towards Bethesda, notwithstanding, it's literally the most powerful option you have in Skyrim. Just be a stealth archer and just walk through the game.
Yeah, but doesn't it get like boring after a while doing the same kind of?
Not if you mod the hell out of it like I do.
True. I still want to complete. My last character I was trying out was trying to be like a bounty hunter. But unfortunately, that also leads me to use crossbows. Well,
mine was, as you know, I like to play these games as an absolute kleptomaniac. So my most recent mod run has me running a museum, Legacy of the Dragonborn. Very good mod. Go play it if you haven't had the chance to. So all the unique stuff that you can find around Skyrim can be put in a museum, and it's just this giant monument to my avarice.
You just walk in. Oh, sorry, I've collected everything.
I like looking at it full display and going, that was me. I did that.
I did that. It was all me. It was all me.
I think I'm actually done with one of my exhibits. If I'm not done, I'm like super close to being done. But like the Dwarven exhibit for like all the dwarf stuff you can find in the game, I think that's just about done, if not completely done.
I'm proud of you. I wish I had that commitment to a game.
It's just easy to turn it on and sink hours into it.
Yeah, but on my perspective, I try and think of like, oh, how can I make content out of this? Which I kind of have to as a content creator. Like, I mean, great that I push you so hard because I'd love to see playthroughs that you play because your commentary is so weird, but great. It's hilarious. But you hate it. You hate recording. I'm sorry.
I just don't think about it. I'm in there. I'm in the moment. I'm playing my game. Nothing else matters. I get tunnel vision. I guess it's like that ADHD hyperfocus, but I'm not going to self-diagnose because that's actually a really unhealthy thing to do. But it's just like I hyperfocus.
Can I diagnose you as a cutie? All right. Yeah. So, you got anything else before we conclude this Let's Talk episode?
I'm pretty tapped. I feel like we covered what we wanted to cover. Thank you for that.
No problem. Yeah, so that was the episode, guys. We were talking about roguelites, why we like them, why we hate them. Well, actually, we didn't hate anything about them. Our favorites, and it was just a good time.
Rob, that is actually incorrect. We do hate Jacob and Wiesnaw.
That's fair. We absolutely hate them. I would rather get them removed from my save files than.
I would rather staple my nuts to a belt sander and watch it go off.
Okay. Like, comment, subscribe, tell us your favorite color. Join our Discord, talk to us. We're getting more active people, which is a great time. And we finally boosted the server, so now we get roles and stuff like that. We also have movie nights, which isn't happening this week because Derek's sick.
Catch us next week, though. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, it'll be good. Again, Rob, thank you so much for joining. Next week, which is
always a pleasure.
Goons Gone Wild, so he'll be back. So don't go away. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.